She knows that. She got caught. So what does she do? Two hands on Caitlin Clark's jersey. Two hands on Caitlin Clark's jersey. Then she goes around the hip and then continues to grab her jersey. But I've never, like, this is some of the worst refereeing I've ever seen to not call a defensive foul here. Some of the worst refereeing I have seen in my lifetime. After hacking Caitlin Clark, she hacked Caitlin Clark, overcommitted and threw herself out of play. That's what it looks like. And Caitlin Clark, her arm is like being grabbed by Tina Paopao, and she does take it off.
Caitlin Clark was bear hugged to stop her from blowing by, and the refs didn't call it. That tweet went viral yesterday after fans spotted what might be the most obvious missed call of the season. The footage doesn't lie. With Clark potentially going from a $78,000 salary to millions in the next CBA, the stakes couldn't be higher. These missed calls aren't just ruining games, they're threatening to derail the WNBA's moment in the spotlight. Let me show you what everyone's talking about. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. What if I told you one photo can show exactly how the refs are treating the WNBA's biggest star? This isn't just another missed call. This is straight up crazy. Let me break down what happened in this viral moment. Clark was trying to drive to the basket, doing what she does best, when suddenly a defender wrapped her arms around Clark's waist. Yeah, you heard that right, a full-on bear hug in the middle of a professional basketball game. The craziest part? The refs were standing right there. They had front row seats to this wrestling move, and somehow missed what millions of people watching at home saw clear as day. This wasn't some borderline call.
Grab her, slow her down. People are complaining Clark had to create space with a push-off. Yeah, like, it was a hack. She got hacked. She got hacked, and the problem is that Caitlin Clark, she barely even pushes off. Sometimes make a little bit of contact with your arm. Just like as a defender, there's always going to be a little bit of contact there. But one thing I will say with Caitlin Clark is you just make it less obvious.
This was a textbook foul that would get called in any pickup game at your local park. When you watch the footage again, you can see exactly how this affected Clark's game. She was forced to completely change her attack. Instead of driving forward like she wanted to, she had to step back because she literally couldn't move forward. The defender had her locked up. Basketball analysts jumped all over this, pointing out that this wasn't just fans being dramatic. This was a clear violation that changed the entire play sequence. As the commentator said, "She's been fouled. She's waiting on a call. There is no call." Because of this hold, Clark ended up taking a much harder shot. She had nowhere to go, according to the commentator. This directly impacted her scoring opportunity and could have changed the outcome of the game. You know what's really wild? Clark didn't even complain about it. She's getting so used to this treatment that she just plays through it. The commentator even pointed out all she could do was, just shoot the ball, bro. Just shoot the ball at that point because that's all she has left to do.
Caitlin, the only problem with Caitlin is I actually think that Caitlin did not make much contact, but because she fully extends the arm, like she fully extends the arm, I don't even think she barely hits her, but it looks bad. This is a vet move by Paopao. I have to say, this is a vet move by Paopao. This is a, because it was early in the quarter, I think. This is a, I just don't want to get beat. Let me take the foul.
Looking at multiple angles of the play proves this wasn't some camera trick or optical illusion. Clark was genuinely bear hugged on her way to the basket. The viral photo isn't misleading or exaggerated, and the refs completely ignored it despite standing just feet away. This isn't just about one missed call. This is the starting point of a pattern that's threatening to undermine the biggest star the WNBA has seen in years. Clark is bringing thousands of new eyes to women's basketball, and they're all seeing the same thing. A rookie superstar getting mauled on national TV while refs look the other way. You think that bear hug was bad? It's just the beginning of what Clark is dealing with game after game. She's facing defensive pressure unlike almost any other player in the league right now. Every single possession, defenders are grabbing her jersey, bumping her off screens, and holding her arms when refs aren't looking. Sometimes they're doing it right in front of the refs, and still nothing gets called. It's getting out of hand. The stats back this up completely. Clark drives to the basket more than most guards in the league. She's constantly attacking. But guess what? She's getting way fewer foul calls than other stars who play the same way.
But I've never, like, this is some of the worst refereeing I've ever seen to not call a defensive foul here. Some of the worst refereeing I have seen in my lifetime. After hacking Caitlin Clark, she hacked Caitlin Clark, overcommitted and threw herself out of play. That's what it looks like. And Caitlin Clark, her arm is like being grabbed by Tina Paopao and she does take it off.
That math doesn't add up at all. Watch any game with Clark, then watch another WNBA star with the same playing style. The difference in what gets called is night and day. Other players get touched on the elbow, whistle blows. Clark gets bear hugged, refs suddenly go blind. This matters so much because Clark's entire game is built on movement and creating space. When defenders can grab and hold her without getting called for it, it changes everything about how effective she can be. She can't get to her spots. She can't create separation. She can't do what made her famous at Iowa. The financial stakes here are crazy. Clark is making just $78,000 this year, while bringing in millions of new viewers to the WNBA. The next CBA could see salaries jump to $1 million. That's a 300% increase from the current max of $249,000. But that only happens if people keep watching. Fans notice this stuff. Every game, social media blows up with clips of missed calls. New viewers who came to watch Clark are getting frustrated when they see her getting mauled with no whistle. They're wondering if all WNBA games are called this way. The WNBA is finally having its moment. They've got mainstream attention, packed arenas, and big TV ratings. But inconsistent officiating could ruin everything they've built.
She knows that. She got caught. So what does she do? Two hands on Caitlin Clark's jersey. Two hands on Caitlin Clark's jersey. Then she goes around the hip and then continues to grab her jersey. People genuinely, you know the whole, oh, obviously these XYZ guard is better than Caitlin Clark. I've seen someone say Deja Kelly's better than Caitlin Clark. She just got way.
New fans won't stick around if the games feel unfair. There's a clear pattern where Clark faces more uncalled physical defense than other stars. It directly impacts her performance and makes games less fun to watch. This isn't just about being fair to one player, it's about the WNBA capitalizing on this huge opportunity they have. The league needs to protect its most marketable star when she's clearly fouled, not give her special treatment. Just call the obvious fouls that would get called in any basketball game anywhere. The future of the league might depend on it. Yep. When you look at all this footage, it's right there in HD. Clark is getting pushed, grabbed, and bear hugged with zero calls. The WNBA needs to fix this officiating problem fast if they want to keep growing. The league has never had a moment like this. Arenas are packed, TV ratings are up, new fans are everywhere. But people won't keep watching if the product on the court feels unfair. Basketball is at its best when stars can shine. That's why this matters so much. For the WNBA to succeed, they need to keep the casual fan watching. And nobody wants to watch their favorite player getting mauled while refs look the other way.